Hey, what's going on, everyone? Thank you for joining me this Saturday. As usual, we're doing our Infinite Journeys art together, having a good time. The last 2 weeks, I've been custom modeling out the entire submission, the interior of a sci-fi cockpit. And this time, on this stream, it's time to texture this thing. We're gonna be building master materials, focusing on surface imperfections. We're gonna make it dirty. We're gonna scratch it up. It's gonna look really, really nice. So I'm excited to do that. I'm using C4D and Octane, but y'all can use whatever program you want, as you know. You can do this in Unreal, you can do this in Blender, you can do this in whatever program. So we're just gonna be kind of going over like the core concepts of how to do this and the practices of, you know, making something look legit, making something look scratched up. I'll probably be using a little bit of reference as usual. And for those of you who need some awesome surface imperfections, I made an entire pack of surface imperfections last year, but for this stream only, I got 50% off my entire surface imperfection pack, as well as all the other packs on my Gumroad. The link is in the description. You got to use the code. What's the code? It's like PWN50 off, I think is what it is. You just copy that and paste it into the Gumroad when you check out. But I'm gonna be using my surface imperfections on the stream here, so you guys can kind of get an idea. You don't have to use them specifically, you can use whichever ones you want, but I just thought, you know, I'd get you all 50% off for this stream while we're doing this thing. So let's hop into it. All right, so as you can see here, I got Octane up and running. It's been a minute since I've been in Octane because I've been in Unreal Engine for so long, and finally now I'm like back in C4D. I'm back in Octane. It feels really good. And I've just been working super hard on modeling all this stuff. All this is custom modeled. If y'all are just tuning in and figuring this stuff out right now with me, this is all custom modeled over the last 2 weeks. I've been working average 2.5 hours a day, probably. And I've been learning a lot. You know, I've been picking back up C4D, and we're gonna go through this, and we're gonna texture this thing out. So I don't quite know what I want it to look like yet, but I do know there needs to be some scratched metal. I know there needs to be some like painted metal with scratches on the edges, that kind of stuff. I know there needs to be some smudged stuff. I know there probably needs to be some plastic, some smudged plastic and stuff. So it's gonna be sweet. I'm excited to just jump into this and get going with y'all. Now, lighting wise, that's gonna change a bunch until I hit final render. And to be honest with y'all, I'm gonna keep tweaking this thing until I hit final render. For those of you who are joining this Infinite Journeys challenge, We have until February 27th, 11:59 p.m. PST. So we have just over a week. We have like 8 days probably. So I'm excited to see what y'all do. We've been getting a bunch of submissions in. It's really, really cool. And probably halfway through the stream, I'm going to dive into all the works in progress that y'all have been submitting on the Discord. I'm gonna go through those and just feature some cool stuff from the community. So let's get started, shall we? So I'm gonna go ahead and open PureRef, and this is a free program. Y'all know, I mean, y'all have been here before, right? So we're gonna open this up and take a look at all this stuff, all these references I've been going for. And I hadn't even looked or thought of this in terms of texturing yet. It's all just been for modeling, right? I've been trying to model this as good as possible. This is my plans for the future on this thing. I still have more modeling to do, but I think it's time to get into texturing, obviously. So yeah, I'm kind of figuring this out as we go, to be honest with y'all. This is the only image I pulled the other day for like color reference. I thought this was a cool color, this like green, blue, gray kind of color. I thought it looked really cool. Mixed with this orange right here and the reds, I thought that looked really, really nice. So I might try for something like that. There's also this kind of vibe here, which is kind of similar actually. It's a cool look. I really dig this look. This is from the movie Sunshine, Danny Boyle. Great movie if y'all hadn't seen it yet. But there's a lot of good reference in here. This gray, this is more, I feel like there's less color in this, but I like this color contrast. Is really cool. I dig that. Notice here for the surface imperfections, look at all the dust and the dirt and the like all the little grime inside the cracks and whatnot. So I'll be trying to recreate this with a master material. Notice all the scratches and dust on the glass here. Right, this is from Inception, or not Inception, Interstellar. So we're gonna be going for that on the windshield. What else? Mad Max, of course. Yeah, look at all the rust and grunge here into this like plated metal. I'll probably be doing a little bit of that as well. Same for this kind of rusted, corroded metal. That's really good stuff. Dirty windshield. Look at all the surface imperfections here. It's all about the surface imperfections. They tell a story of where your creation has been, and it truly brings it to life. It's my favorite part, to be honest. Not that I would lie about that. I don't know why I would say, to be honest. Anyway, I'm just being silly. What else? Can we reference anything else for materials and textures? The reference is always important. You guys need to reference what you're trying to create. You can see the cracked old leather is a good one. We have carbon fiber. I don't know if I'm going to include carbon fiber on this one, but we'll see. We will see. There's a nice felt. I'll probably have some felt in my render. This one's pretty dirty, nice and grimy. Pretty good reference. I feel like Mad Max is a great reference because these are all pretty clean. This is super clean. Let's see. Yeah, this is all clean. This might have some stuff. Yeah, you see the dust and whatnot. The dirt here in the corners. Like, that's all really good stuff that we want to get into. Essentially, I'm going to take this as a reference. Let's try and recreate this kind of vibe with this kind of dirt on it. And then we can go from there. All right. Amazing. Okay. So, let's see. I'm just going to hop into a new scene. Anytime I'm like creating something new, if I'm doing like a small model, a new model or something, or if I'm creating a new material, I'll always hop into a new scene. So Control N will get you into a new project. That way it just, we're working quickly, we're working efficiently. So let me see here. Let's pull up the Octane live viewer and dock this thing. I don't know. I think that'll probably be fine for us today. Something like this. Now we want to pull up, maybe we'll grab something here and we'll just kind of use one of these pieces as our stand-in. Let's see. Let's figure out which piece. I'm hitting NA and B and C and D. I'm going back and forth NA and B. And you can see the displays NA and B and C and D. And that just switches between all your different like viewport options. And this one's super clean. I like the way it looks. What's a good piece for us to like start messing with? Maybe this TV. This TV's probably not a bad thing to pull. So let's find it in our scene. The monitor. Okay. Yeah, we'll just copy this over. Paste it in our scene. And I'm just going to zero out the transformation. Sweet. Save our scene, master material, and get that live viewer popping off. Okay, so I have an emission material on there. I'm just going to go ahead and delete that. I don't really... maybe I won't delete it. I'll just hide the screen itself. There we go. Okay, so let's get rid of these bars. Shift V, and we go to back. Or no, not back. It's, where is it? V, safe frames. Turn off safe frames. Yeah. And I fear there's probably a way to do it here in Octane as well. But I am not going to worry about that right now. Okay. Shift F2 will bring up your materials in C4DR25 here. And let's go ahead and create just a base coat, right? So I'll double click. No, I won't. I set up my custom buttons here. And the way I'm doing that is Shift C will search anything. I'm just typing Octane, or you can type Redshift and drag all your materials and lights and, you know, all that good stuff over onto the right. And then go to Window, Customization. You can save it as your startup layout or save it as any custom layout that you want. So you just have those things there. Let's make a Octane glossy material and apply this to the part of this monitor that we want. Let's also, all right, so apply that there. Apply it there. Yes, yes. And let's go ahead and apply it here. And I'm just gonna quickly set up a HDRI for us. Now you can see how like it makes it difficult to see our model, right? So I'm gonna hit NQ. NQ will get rid of your texture in your viewport, right? So that's super easy. Now let's go ahead and set up some lighting, okay? So I'm just gonna go super easy on this. Let's make an HDRI environment here. I'll click the environment tag and we'll go ahead and just load any old image texture. Well, okay, now it's frozen. Is it gonna crash? Is it gonna crash? It's not gonna crash. Sweet. All right, let's pull up VFX assets. Boom, HDRIs, HDRI Haven. Honestly, it's the best. I sell HDRIs, and I admit HDRI Haven is the way to. There's no, like, come on. Don't even buy my HDRIs. Don't do it. Just go to hdrihaven.com. Let's go to outdoor. No, screw it. Let's go indoor. Let's just pull any one of these. And you notice how it's all blown out. Like, what the heck? So you're going to click the little preview here and just set the color profile to linear. And that's going to smooth it out. We can also make a camera. Get up in that camera. Camera imager. Check enable camera imager. Set the gamma to 1. and it's darn bright, so we can set the exposure to like 0.2. Yeah, that looks great. 0.3 perhaps. That's solid. Yeah, you can see the reflection in the TV monitor. So this is a perfect setup. Now we can actually tell kind of what's going on with our materials, right? Hey, we got some super chats. We got Brendan Huskin. Hey, Clint, when do I need to submit my render for the competition? Good question, Brendan. So you're gonna have to submit February 27th by 11:59 p.m. PST. So that's gonna be next Saturday, right? We got one more live stream next Saturday, right? And then basically the day after, the Sunday, you have until 11:59 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on that next Sunday to get your submission in. If it comes in a minute late, y'all aren't gonna be, you just can't win at that point, you know? Like, you can't win any prizes, you can't win the top 100. Yeah, don't be those like handful of 40 to 60 people that always submit late. It's a stressful thing. Don't do it. We got another one. We got Johnny Boz in the house. Mustache. Just no message. Just a straight, like, just a mustache. Johnny Boz, it's been a long time. It's good to see you, or at least see your face. Last time I saw you, we played Mario Kart at VidCon, and I won't say any more gruesome details. I won't get into it because it's quite brutal, and you know we got kids here in the stream, and I don't want to get into it like that. You know, it's pretty bad. So Johnny Boz, good to see you, man. Shout outs. I wish I had a mustache. So I appreciate your mustache that you just sent over. Good stuff. Good times. All right. Let's choose the color of our thingy here. Let's go to pure ref. We want to reference this color right here. It's an awesome color. I dig it. So we'll go to diffuse. I'm always up in that node editor. And we got a color picker. Do we even have a color picker? Beep, beep, beep. There is a color picker, but it went away immediately. Oh, it's also over here. What? What? Do I have to hold it down? That's weird. That's very strange and very annoying. Because I want this color right here. I'll do my best. I'm a colorblind man, but I will do my best to find this color. It's probably somewhere in this territory. I don't know. Is that a thing at all? How close is that? Oh, here's another thing I love doing. So I like to put my node editor up in here so I can just go back and forth. I can navigate this way, you know? All right, yes, obviously I need to fix my, I don't know, what is that issue? That's a normals issue or a unwrapping issue. It's all good though. We're gonna get past it. All right, a little bit more on the blue side, huh? Something like that. No. Yeah, a little bit more blue, huh? A little bit more blue. Hey, there we go. Sotomonte in my ear, just giving me nice little tips. I'm using this eyedropper on the right, and I'm just pulling from there. That looks awesome. I'm down for that. Okay, so it's not very reflective, or rather it is reflective, but it's rough. So I'm gonna go to roughness, and I'm probably gonna use a surface imperfection here, our first one. So let me navigate to the surface imperfections. I'm gonna go with 2K imperfections right now, because I don't think I really need anything larger than 2K. And I'm gonna pull from the screen smudges, probably. These smudgy monitor. Let's give that a shot. We're gonna use this for the dirt as well. But let's see what we can do here. Pipe that into the roughness channel. And bam! Already looking sweet. So I want to wrap this properly. So projection node, I want to set it to box. And here, let me show you what this does. Right click, we're going to solo it. You can see how janky that looks, right? Because I didn't unwrap anything. I'll just set it to box. And it kind of just cleans it up a lot, right? So I'm going to go to transform and we'll scale it down like 0.2. Obviously that's a massive fingerprint, so probably 0.05 feels about right. Awesome. We'll unsolo because now we got our size correct. Now what I'm going to do is, you see how these reflections are super crisp here, right? I want to take the black level right here and turn it gray. And the way I'm going to do that is just drop in an Octane gradient node. And if I can find it, bam, I'll pipe it right in the middle there. Okay, so if I solo this and I take the black and I say the black is half gray, boom, and we unsolo, you can see it smooths it out a lot more, right? Which gets us closer to our reference. It's not as reflective, right? It's more rough. Let's see. So I might take that down a little bit. And then take our white. No, the white needs to stay up. Cool. And like these little imperfections here, or these errors in the geometry, I'm not going to worry about for now. I can fix the ones that are janky a little bit later. Okay. Now, there's some scratching in this material. I'm looking at, like, there's also inconsistency in the color too. So you notice it's not just a pure tone. There's actually subtle differences. This is like a classic trick that I love to do, and I'll show you real quick. Basically, what I'm gonna do is, in the diffuse tab, we can actually use, what's the best way to do this? So we're gonna do a noise. Octane noise is fine. And we want the same deal, so the projection is all jacked, right? So we'll do a projection node, and with noise I always go to, oh, there's some new ones here. But XYZ to UVW. And I always crank the contrast just so I can see like what we're doing. And then I'll make a transform node and scale it down. That's probably good. 0.15. Yeah, okay. And then I will, let's see. I think Perlin is, yeah, the best for this. And a very subtle change here. If I go 0, okay, so there's still some stuff there. So I'll mess with that with the gradient. But now what we want to do, if I remember correctly, it's been a long time. I want to change the color of these things. So I'm going to do that with, actually with the gradient, with the Octane gradient. I'm going to pipe that right in. And we'll say black is actually that original color we chose. Yep, okay, so the black, let's go ahead and color drop that original color. The white, we will also color drop the original color and then slightly shift it. So I'm gonna shift it to more of like a brighter grayer, maybe a touch towards green. So now there's a very subtle difference in this. If I crunch it, you can really tell right there. And I'm probably gonna switch this around. And we can even go a third color if we want, but I think we can just leave it here for now. That just gives it a touch of detail, right? So we have our roughness on here. Let's go ahead and add a bump. So for the bump, I want it to give it like a coated, painted, sprayed texture. So I'm gonna bust out another noise. I'll do Octane noise. And same deal, right? The projection is going to be, we're gonna do this a lot. It's gonna be XYZ to UVW for noise, right? And then transform, of course, will bust out. And the transform is really kind of the thing that does it because it's a very small scale. So 0.01. Yeah, so that looks horrible, but it's all good. Let's go ahead and change our type to make sure we're getting the correct type. It looks more like a leather turbulence. Let's go omega 0.8, and omega is just gonna kind of make it more fine and break it up. Now when you do this, it takes away the sheen from it, so we got to go real subtle with it. All right, and now I'll scale this down 0.005. And it's going to be viewed from a distance. That's the true like tell of like how it's going to look, right? And that'll determine how our bump looks. Now it's really intense and we want to chill it out. So what I do is a multiply node. Boom, I'll put a multiply node in there. And then a float node. And the float value is going to determine our strength. So if it's zeroed out, it's going to be as if there is no bump, right? And if I go to 1, it's going to be like it was before. So I'm going to go like 0.1, 0.01. So there's a very subtle bump on this thing to give it some texture. I think I can scale. I don't think it needs to be scaled down anymore. It's a super subtle effect, but it gives it some grit to it, right? You see what I mean? You can kind of tell what I'm going for, right? It's like that metal surface. Now this is more of a plastic. So we can roll this off if we don't want that feeling. So 0.01 can go to just 0.0025. That's a little bit more chill. All right, so we know that's our bump. All right, we know that this is breaking up our reflection. And I think it can go even more. Can really walk it up there. So that actually is a bit closer to the reference. Now we got scratches and we got we have the dust and the dirt, right? So we're gonna do 2 scratch passes and probably 2 dirt passes. The scratch pass you can see is really on the edges here, right? And we have all these like worn edges here that we're gonna get scratched up. And then we actually have scratches on the surface itself. So let's go ahead and give that a shot. So I'm trying to do this all from one material too, as opposed to a mixed material. All right. So there's a few different layers, a few different ways we can do this. Let's think about how we want to do the scratches. So we are scratching away at the paint and revealing paint underneath. So there's probably two versions of this. There is like a primer, just like the Mugwump one is saying. Yes, there's a primer. So you're going to prime it with a certain color, and you're going to scratch away the top coat to reveal that primer coat. And then if you scratch it even harder, you can actually see the scratched metal underneath. All right, so that's what we're going to go for. Let's start with the primer coat. All right. So the primer coat will be a different color, very similar to how we did this like separate color situation here. It'll just be a little different color. And how are we going to do this? I think it's going to be a mix node. So let's bust out a mix node. Bam. That's not going into our amount. That's going into texture 1. Texture 2 will be our new color. So that's going to be an RGB spectrum. And let's go ahead and, just to get us in the ballpark, let's select that base color again. And then let's go ahead and really let's go ahead and chill it out. And maybe I can reference a new bit of color in the actual reference here. So let me see how different this will be. We're trying to get this as bright as possible. There we go. Cool. All right, so this is our new color, which is, it's a subtle difference, but I think we'll tell once we plug in our amount. So our amount, we're going to use another surface imperfection from my pack. Once again, 50% off during this stream. Y'all can get it on the Gumroad. The link is in the description. The promo code is PWN50 off on checkout, just for this stream only. So let me bust out one of those. I made some new ones actually at Camp MoGraph. Maybe those are going to be good for what we're doing. But let's maybe start with the OG pack. Let's go textures. 2K. We don't need anything. Like, I honestly could be doing 1K. Screw it. Let's just do it. And we have a bunch of scratches. Let's try this first one. I want something subtle. I don't want anything crazy. And we'll pipe that into the amount. And you can't even tell what's going on. Let's do some operations here. Let's right click it, solo it. Okay, cool. So we're getting some stuff, but let's set the projection. Once again, we're going to go box projection, and it's way too large. So we'll go to transform and we'll scale it down to probably 0.1. Yeah, 0.1 looks pretty darn good to me. Okay. Now let's disable that. Now our coat is probably a little too similar, so I'm gonna make it a bit more pale. There we go. That feels good. And then we can change the gamma on this to really open it up to get more of that scratch in there. That's looking cool. So now we have this set up, we can like replace it with different textures and see what it looks like. So let me just start dropping in some new ones. All right, this is my second most scratch. I guess a little intense. It's a little intense. Not really the scratches I'm going for. So I'm going to go to the ones I made for Camp MoGraph. I think these ones are on the Patreon right now. And also, if y'all are trying to get all my stuff forever and ever, it's on the Patreon. All the packs I have on Gumroad are on Patreon, plus a bunch more stuff. So Had some photo scans up there and whatnot. All right, so let's go to, oh God, these are only massive. I don't think I've broken these up into like 1K, 2K, 4K. I gotta do that. But let's see if these scratches are any better. Yep, a lot more subtle, way more subtle, okay. Let's try some of these maybe. Those are probably pretty good. Let's give these like long streaky ones a shot. I feel like I'm going to take my gradient here. I'm seeing this a little much. I think I'm gonna just scale this up. So 0.15, let's go to like 0.4. Yeah, that feels a little bit better. And then I have some really intense scratches. Maybe these are probably the way to go. Yeah, it's more like micro scratches and stuff. And I think I'll scale this up. That feels good to me. Okay. So I'll roll with that, and then let's go ahead and work on our edge scratches. So I want to chip away at the edge of this thing, right? And that's going to utilize a dirt node, all right? So we have all of this right now just piped into our diffuse pass. I'm just going to clean this up a touch, and I'm going to unpipe it and pop in a dirt node. Cool. Now you can see it's kind of in the crevices. It's making a mask, so whatever is in the crevices is really dark. We want the opposite. So we are going to invert the normals. All right, now this is looking a little janky. 10 strength. 0.1 radius. There we go. There we go. So now it's on the edges, right? Let's go 5 strength. 0.5. 0.2 radius. 0.15 radius. 0.1 radius. Sure. Okay. Spread, I think we can. Okay, that doesn't go higher than 1. Distribution, if we max that out. All right, let's just keep that at 1 for now. All right, and let's see what we can do with this. So we're basically going to use this as a mask to differentiate, as an amount essentially, to differentiate between 2 different colors, and it's going to be these colors here. So I'm going to use another mixed texture. This is when it starts to get crazy. Let's use another mixed texture. Boom. This will be the amount. That will absolutely be the amount. All this stuff we just did before is going to be our texture 1. And then this guy right here will also pipe into texture 2, because that's what we're trying to chip away and reveal. So the way I test this out is, because it's hard to tell what's doing what right now. So I'm going to just control drag this, pipe it in to texture 2, and make it something obvious like yellow. So we know that's not working correctly. I think we need to flip it, right? So we need to say that's texture 1 and this is texture 2. That's working properly now. Great, got it. So let's get this looking good. This is a very obvious, very dramatic version of what we're trying to do, but at least we're able to see, you know, and then we can switch it out for the more subtle version. And of course, once we set up this master material, we're going to be able to switch out all the colors, and this will be like, again, yeah, it'll be the master material for all the different parts of our spaceship that we're trying to texture. I'll make a steel one as well, like a scratched steel, and maybe a plastic one or something as needed. Okay, so we want to crunch this down. There's a few things that we need to do, right? So we need to break it up so it's not uniform. We want it to be like chipped in certain areas, not every single edge. And I also, that's probably the main one. That's the main one, right? So let's start with that, I believe. This is when it starts to get a little hairy and a bit confusing. So let me focus here. Let's see. All right, so it's this dirt node. This is the dirt node that needs to be broken up. So I think it's an add. I'm going to add something to this dirt node, and I'm going to add a Octane noise node. So I'll drop that in there. Wow, okay, ignore that for now. It's gonna be insane. We're gonna need, here's what I'll do. I'll delete that. I'm gonna control drag this because it's basically already set up. We'll pipe it into texture too. We'll solo it. I'm going to set the contrast to 100. And maybe I'll scale it down to like 0.3. And let's just see if this is doing anything. All right, it's not looking good. Let me try and switch the order. I don't think that's doing what we need it to do. I swore it was an add, but maybe it's a multiply. Maybe we take the strength 10. Bring the radius down a touch. I'm gonna try the add again because I really feel like it's supposed to be the add. Yeah. Let's give the add a shot one more time. You know, that should be working, right? You see how it's just in those areas right there? Let's try and crunch it. So we'll do Octane gradient. Oh, wow. Okay, just that alone did it. Interesting. Okay. So we can control that now. We can crunch it all the way down. And that kind of opens it up a little bit. Or we can do the opposite and remove it. So let's go ahead and adjust these details. Let's go to like 5 on the strength, maybe 2 on the strength. 5 on the strength works. Radius, let's try 0.1. All right, so the radius is being weird. I think that's just because my modeling skills are all jacked. 0.1, 0.05, 0.06. I'm just gonna open this up until it works. Let's try 0.1 and then crunch it with this gradient. Yeah. Yeah, that's working. So that looks awesome, right? And then this is kind of adjusted based off of this noise, right? So we can like tighten this up, remove some of the contrast. maybe like 75 or something. And we can scale it as well. So we can go to transform and go 0.5. So it's like a little larger, but I think 0.3 didn't look half bad, you know. I wonder if there's a way to have it spill over the edge a little bit, so we can go like radius 0.2, 0.12. And we can crunch it more. You know, that works. And you can just mess with your octaves. So taking it low, like, spreads it out, makes it not as chippy. And then we can also go like max on the octaves to really make it chippy and like almost feel kind of corroded. We can go 1 on the omega. That's really gonna get in there and make it like a fine. But that, let's go ahead and just change this color back. So I'll remove this color and replace it with that scratched color. And we can even just keep going with this. We can make it brighter. And in this gradient, it's looking like we can probably open it up a touch. Strength 10. Sweet, so it's starting to look a little bit more jacked up, and I'm digging it. I really like that look. Now the scratches might be a bit much, so we can go to the actual scratch texture, and we can bring the gamma up, and that'll remove a bit of the intensity on that. Sweet, okay. So now what I want to do is chip away once again with the same dirt node, but I'm going to reveal like the base coat, the actual like steel underneath. And then we'll do the same, but with some dirt as well. So I think we're probably looking pretty good here on this material as just a base coat, right? We can take this bump back up to 0.01 maybe. So that feels more like a metal than a plastic right there, but it's looking pretty sweet. And I can apply this to these screws as well. So let me apply that to the screws. Let's do, where are these guys? These guys here. Okay, cool. Let me group that. Screws. Is all the detail going to be visible in the final shot? Absolutely. Absolutely. I'll control drag this to the screws. Awesome. Awesome. And it looks like these guys on the side here can just be brought in a little bit closer. Yeah, I know it's there, but which one is it? There we go. Here we go. Sweet. Awesome. All right. So now let's make that steel material. Grayscale Gorilla has some really good stuff. We could look at their plus library and maybe go to like everyday materials, and we can pull one of these perhaps, or make our own. We can figure it out. Maybe a corroded iron or something. Could be sweet. I'll just drag this in. And apply this to the front face. Now, of course, you notice the horrible normals here and the unwrapping, and I guess it's just bad typography. But I'm lazy, and I fixed this. Let's see. I fixed this by not fixing my geometry, but by putting different projection nodes on these materials. Now I know there's a way to like select all of these, and we can go add to selected projection. Bam! All at once. Took me forever to figure that one out. I'll set that to box. Wow, yeah, still looks janky, but it's okay. It's not gonna be over this entire thing. We'll go 0.1 on the scale. 0.05 on the scale. Sweet. And this metal feels about right to me. I don't know if we need all of these different textures though. Oh, here's a trick to keep your VRAM down. So I'm gonna select all these bits that are black and white. So my metallic, my roughness, right? And I'm going to set these to float. And if you notice, if you can see this, my used VRAM is 1.94. But if I set these two textures to float, it'll go down to 1.85. So the more often you can do that, it's gonna save you VRAM for sure, for sure, for sure. All right. So we'll just say that's our base metal right now. And I'll just go ahead and take it off there. And we're gonna make a mix material, right? So I have this little button here, or you can go to objects, or sorry, materials, create mix material. All right, so we'll go in here to this mix material, and we want to mix between this base material that we had set up. If you shift click the actual like root, it'll drag everything. So that'll be material 2. And then we have this iron corroded. That'll be material 1. Again, shift clicking like the root node here. Material 1. And I'm going to use that dirt node that we had set up to distribute these. Right now they're just being 50-50. It's a 50-50 blend between the two, which is definitely not what we want. We want this metal coat to be visible only on the scratched edges, right? So let's delete the float for now. And let's grab this scratched edges setup that we made. No need to do it again. I'll control, ooh, this is, yeah, I'll control drag it, because it'll probably need to be its own deal. And that'll go into the amount. Sweet. And then I'm just going to update this on the parts that that have this material. So bam, 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 bam. I think that's everything. Let's refresh Octane. Hard to tell if it's doing what we need it to do. So let's go ahead and right click the gradient and solo it. All right, it's not soloing for some reason. Try and solo the noise. That's not soloing for some reason. Okay. Let's refresh Octane maybe. Interesting. This should be... Oh, I know why, I know why. Sometimes with Octane, you have to switch back to your viewport in order for it to update. That's just some jankiness, you know what I mean? So we need to flip the order of this. It's opposite. So let's pipe the metal into material 2 and our paint material into material 1. Hey, there we go. That's a nice rusted, corroded looking metal right there. I'm a fan of that. That looks great. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Sweet. All right. All right. Let me go ahead and go through here and set all of these black and white surface imperfections to float. Notice the VRAM used is 1.85. Let's see what it's at when I go through and change these. I guess there's only two. 1.85, and that goes down to 1.68. That's what's up. Saving VRAM, making our stuff look good. Let's go ahead and choke this noise just a little bit. So the best way to do that would probably be... So this is getting really detailed right now, but like basically okay, what's the best way to explain this? We have this metal, we're chipping away to reveal the metal, right? And it's the same noise setup that chips away to reveal our base coat paint. But I actually want to see a little bit of that base coat paint on the outer layer of this chipped away paint. So I need to kind of choke the mask a bit. So let me see if this works. I'm just gonna bring this in, gradient in, all the way in. Let's take it all the way in until it's invisible. All right, you see what I'm talking about? You can see how we have that base coat in there. And we open it up just a bit. What does this do? Okay, that gives us more. Let's take this down. Do like there. And then crunch that. So you see how it kind of like, we don't have all the shine up here now. If I were to open this up a little bit, we'd start to reveal more of that shiny, corrosive look, which I kind of like it like that. So I might just bring it in just a touch. That feels pretty good to me. Awesome. Now, the last thing I do, this is like, this is all just like texturing surface imperfection, like defaults. I always do this. I always do the scratches. I always chip away to reveal the edges like that. But now it's time for the dirt version. Okay. So we kind of have two, we're building up a series here. We have our Octane Glossy, which we can call this base paint. We have this mixed material. We can call this scratched paint. And then we're gonna make one more, a mixed material on top of the mixed material, and that's gonna be our dirty scratched paint, right? So hopefully this all makes sense. Mark D with the super chat. Love watching these challenges, even though I hadn't used the 3D software since I was at uni 15 years ago. Shout outs to you, man. I'm glad you're here. Thanks for watching. I'm glad you dig the challenges. And 15 years ago at uni, that was a while. That was a while. We're probably similar age. Are we a similar age? Yeah, just about. Pretty close. You might be a little older than myself, but hey, I'm glad that you're here. Thank you for the super chat. Thanks for the support. Much love. Much appreciated. All right, Mark D. We're going to dirty this up here, all right? Oh, visual, you say, delete the normal /fong tags on your geo. It'll help with artifacting. Cool, yeah, I'll do that next time I see it. Shout outs. Okay, let's just make a quick, I get sidetracked, y'all. I get sidetracked. I'm gonna make a quick, like, blank screen material, just cause, okay? So we have a screen, and I don't know why it has that material on it, unless it doesn't, and there's some Z fighting going on. I'm so confused. Why is that not showing up? What? Sometimes things are just janky. What? Come on now. There we go. Yeah, I should probably do like material selections and whatnot for this, but whatever. Okay. Let's do this really quick. Octane glossy material. I'm just gonna call this screen. Let's drop it on. And let's go ahead and make it like a dark gray green. Yeah, that's darn close. That's darn close. I love it. That's nasty. Okay, and then I think it's as simple as I'm gonna try a couple things. I'm gonna try this. This may not work. Sotomonte with the super chat. Yeah, where's this sound coming from? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. I might have instruments duct taped to my feet. Nobody knows. Shout outs. I'll play a little song for you. Super chats get a little song and dance. Let's see. All right. I love that color so much. That's awesome. Okay, let's go up in here. Let's give us some surface imperfections. Wayne Langley, my goodness, with the super chat. Wayne, I really appreciate you. It's hard to play this beat while I give the super chat out, but thoughts on Substance Painter? Hopefully this is not too loud. That would save me tons of VRAM. Yes, it would. Yes, it would. I'm gonna learn Substance Painter, and it's hard to think and play this song at the same time. But yes, I'm gonna learn Substance Painter. It's something I've wanted to learn for a very long time. It is very high on my list. It is probably the highest on my list right now. You're right. It will save me a ton of time. Absolutely. Okay. Focus. Let's get focused. I'm trying to drop a surface imperfection here from my surface imperfection pack. Let's do 1K. I don't know why I'd be touching the screen like this, but let's pipe that into roughness. Oh, that looks great already. And we got Save the Polar Bears. Let's see if I can do. What is my favorite part of making a project? I really enjoy. This is so hard. I really enjoy the texturing aspect. I love like finalizing it once I get to a point where it looks nice and I'm just doing my tweaks and stuff. That is the best. Other than that, like, yeah, materials. I'm at the point where like this is really fun for me because it comes to life. And then once it's come to life and I render it out, waking up in the morning to a finished render is some of the most satisfying, exciting things to do. So that's definitely a big part of it. Finishing it, you know, like coming to the finish line on a big project is a blast. So yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Will I get Feverkin for the winter video again? I'm always collaborating with my buddy Feverkin. He is amazing. However, I am trying to mix it up. I want to try and mix it up. So I am not ready to announce anything yet, but I am speaking with a musician and I can't wait for y'all to hear what this musician will be working on. They hadn't started yet, but we're getting the references, you know, we're sending references back and forth right now. So it's a good time. It's a very, very good time. I'm very excited. All right. Materials, projection, node. Yes. Projection, box projection, transform. Let's go ahead and scale that thing down. 0.1. Great. And let's give it an Octane gradient. Take this black up to nothing like that. We actually want to keep it very subtle. I'd say something in that range. And let's try a thing with the bump. I want to try this really quick. So let's go Octane noise. And let's take the contrast to 100. And let's take the projection to XYZ to UVW. The transform we'll take down to 0.1. And then I'm going to I am going to unlink these and stretch this in a certain direction. That's the right direction. And then I'm just gonna shrink it down. I'll lock it again. Yep, just like that. And let's throw a multiply on it and a float to chill it out. It's just too, it's partying too hard right now. 0.1, still partying too hard. 0.01, still going too hard. 0.001. Let's take the contrast down. It's probably not what I'm going for, actually. I think this like scan line effect is actually on the monitor. Like it's in the monitor, on the back of the monitor. It's not on the top of the monitor. So I'm gonna forget about that. And I might take this a little bit more intense. I don't know. Yikes. Let me try another one. Steve! Yo, Steve Began! What's up, dude? Shoutouts to you. Sensei Steve in the house. I am using my Sony a7R II with a G Master 24 to 70 2.8 aperture lens. Yep. Soto's got it. It's also in the description too. For those of you who are curious. So we can kind of chill out the imperfections there by bringing that white closer to black. Yeah, that feels pretty good to me. Cool. All right, let's do our final thing here, and let's add this dirt, okay? So let's go ahead and duplicate the scratched paint, or rather, no, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna make a new mix material. I'll go in here and we're gonna call this dirty paint. That's what we're gonna call it. And we're gonna take this whole scratched paint setup, bring this up. This will be piped into material 1. And we're gonna have just simply a color. I'm gonna go with an RGB spectrum. That'll be material 2. Oh, I need a whole material, don't I? Well, I could do this. Hold on now. Hold on now. Let me think about this. Can I do this from here? I think I could do it from the scratched paint. Just simply from here. Because it's really up in here is what's doing it. Okay, let me think about this. I'm gonna keep it separate just to keep things clean. So I'll make a new material. Just a simple diffuse material. I'm gonna just call this dirt. And I'm going to frame all. Yep. And just change this. I'll give it an RGB spectrum, and I'm gonna color it something like, I don't know, something like this, something dirty. We can always come back to that. That's it. Very simple, very, very simple. And then let's make a new mix material. And this new mix material is going to utilize our scratched paint in material 2 and our dirt material in material 1. And let's go ahead and apply this. First I'll name it. We're going to call this dirty paint. And if you notice here in the top right, it's not updating. It still looks like a white matte situation. If you click on your material that isn't updating and you kind of double click it in this preview window, it'll update it in here. Again, just another glitch there, but it is what it is, right? So let's take dirty paint. Let's apply that to all of the parts that need it. Okay. And remember, we have to kind of switch back to the view mode there. Mm-hmm. And we'll get it here too. Wonderful. All right. That actually looks kind of cool too. And again, we can just change the color of our material to get whatever color base color we want. So that's actually pretty sweet. Okay. Let's replace the amount. So this is we're mixing between our scratched paint and our dirt, right? Back and forth between the two. We don't want to do it like that. We want to actually use a smudge, or I have footprints, I have dust wipes. You know, there's so many different options. We can just try pulling this option and see what it does for the amount. Let's go ahead and work the projection. Okay. Box projection, transform. We can scale that down 0.1, and we can adjust the gamma to 1 to get a little bit more out of that dirt. As you can see, it's kind of maybe not the best dirt. We could definitely go for more of like a wiped kind of situation. And it's very subtle right now, but that's okay. Our reference is something like this, right? You can see it's kind of built up a bit more on the, like near the buttons, in the cracks and stuff. So we're gonna do a whole thing to get that doing a thing. We can also have this be on the top of everything too, like a dust layer has settled on the top of all of it, which we'll definitely want to do because in my scene it's a supercar, it's like a rocket car that they bring out to the desert, and they drive very fast in the desert, so there's always dirt being kicked up, and it'll probably settle from the top down. So I can show you guys how to do that. But we got only JS with a super chat. What's up, dude? Shout outs to you. How's the new R25 layout? You know, to be honest, I'm getting used to it. They changed a lot of stuff. They kind of changed where certain things are, what certain things are called. So that's a little annoying, but and they changed all their icons too. I'm getting used to it. Yeah, I'm getting used to it. It's not the worst thing ever. It's not the best thing ever either, but it is what it is. All right. So we kind of have like a top layer of dirt here. I'm kind of just going through my different dirt surface imperfections. That one's really nice. That one has like a bunch of wipes and stuff. We can maybe scale that up 0.2. That's not bad. It's not bad at all. As like a top coat kind of situation. Now, if we want it in the cracks, if we want dirt collected in the corners of everything, we're going to use a dirt node again, right? And that's exactly what it's for. That's why it's called a dirt node. So I'm going to pull out a dirt node. And let's take this. Take the radius to 0.1. Let's solo it to see what the heck is going on. And it's not soloing for us. Okay. Fantastic. Strength 10. So it's doing what? There we go. You see it's in the corners there, but it's just inverted. We need to invert it. Is that doing what we want it to do? It's not. It's not. Okay. So let's... I guess this means we have to flip our materials around. Yep, there we go. You see that? How it's like up in the corners, or the cracks rather, where everything meets. That's exactly what we want. And we can scale it up. Okay, so we can go like 0.7 on it or something. Or even just 1 centimeter. So it's pretty darn dusty. And we want to break it up. It's not just a full-on thing. It's like there's fingerprints, there's smudges in it, taking away, it's removing it. So we want to remove some of this with a surface imperfection. So I think what we'll do here is we have this one, right? So we set this up. And I think this just needs to be inverted. You know, and we could use smudges too. Oh, we got a super chat. Let me think of a new beat. You know, it doesn't really work that way. We're just doing it. Hunter for hire. Hey, Clint. So I submitted an older version of my work a week ago. Big mistake. Big mistake. Big mistake, dude. Big mistake. I've improved it this week. Is it possible to void it and submit again? Dude! Ah, no! We said so many times, this is your final version, your final version. I said, if you submit a work in progress, this is your work in progress submitted. You can only submit once. You can only submit one time. That's brutal, man. I'm sorry, but like, you know, that's just the way it is. Yeah, yeah, there's so many checkboxes and warnings saying don't do that because there's no reason to submit until you're done with your work, until the end. So you take all the time you can. I'm sorry, Hunter, that happened to you. That's a bummer for sure. But those warnings were there. We put them there for a reason, man. I can't make an exception for everybody. Otherwise, it'd be hell for me in the end here, trying to get everyone's renders together and having to update the new one, find the new file. There's just no way. There'd be no way to put out the montage in a reasonable amount of time. So F's in the chat. Shout outs to you, man. Now, I will say that like there's certainly no harm in improving your render if you want to keep improving it for your reel and for your side of things. But once it's submitted once, it's submitted once, man. Sorry to hear that, dude. But that's why we got those warnings there. All right. Let's see. I think I have some other... I got like footsteps. I know I got footsteps. We got grunge. Lots of different grunge. I don't know if grunge is the way to go on this. It could be. Let's set this to float. 1. It looks kind of cool. So I want to pair these together. I only want this to be in the areas that this dirt node is allowing. Okay. So how are we gonna do this? It's usually like a series of trial and error. I'll try it with a multiply node first. And I could be wrong, it could be an add node. All right, so that's getting both. That's adding both the dirt node and this surface imperfection. We don't want that. I'm gonna flip it just in case. Yeah, it's getting both. I think it's an add. So let's try the add node. We want to add this to this. And that totally did it. That totally did it. Yep. Amazing. All right, so I'm just going to switch this out until it looks like how we want it to look, where all the dirt is in the corners. And that's actually not bad. We could also do... I can use my... instead of like a grunge or like a dirt wipe, we can actually try a dust. Oh, sorry, a fiber. So we can do more of like a... Is that even working? It's really hard to tell if it's working or not. Yeah, that might be a little too subtle, huh? Fiber. Yeah, that's way too subtle. We can just keep going with the dust and see what works here. You know, that's not bad. I think we can crunch it. So I'll do a Octane gradient. And crunch it the other way. There you go. You can really see that dirtiness there. This could also be done with a noise node too, but I'm gonna keep working this surface imperfection. Until it looks right. It's annoying that I can't solo this thing, but that's okay. Let's try this dust. This dust. And I just had an idea. I'm just gonna add something real quick. I think this first one works the best. It looks really nice. It's pretty apparent. So we can always dial this back and make it more subtle, you know what I mean? So that's all good, right? But we have no dirt on top. We want to have some dirt kind of on top and all throughout. So we're gonna mix all this stuff together. This is one chunk of the dirt, right? So let's go ahead and know that this is working. Okay, I'm gonna remove it, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and like let's try doing fiber. Let's try putting a fiber imperfection in here. Let's invert it, set it to 1 on the gamma. That's gonna open it up a little bit, and then I'm gonna get a little Octane gradient in here and go to Crunch Town. Yeah, you can, there you see it's doing something, but we need the proper projection and transform. So I'm gonna just pipe this projection in. Awesome, looks horrible. And then we'll do a transform and scale it down. We'll go 0.1 on it. So those are like nice little specks of dust and stuff. 0.1, we go 0.05 even. And like those little bits, instead of being like bits of dirt, well, you know, that's actually, it's not the worst. Let me take this dirt and brighten it up a touch. There we go. It's not bad. Very subtle. Again, we'll set that to float because it's a black and white material. So that's kind of like a little overall dirt, and then we can mix this together probably. We'll do a mixed material, or a mixed node rather. And that's not the amount. I just want to do a 50-50 float. 0.5, yep. And then I'm gonna bust out, essentially just duplicate this setup. Control drag, pipe that in, pipe this into the projection, and drop a new one here. So maybe I'll do this wipe. It's super subtle, but it's there, you know? We can scale it up. And finally, we could do a layer of dust just on the top. So the way I'll do that, right? So we know, once again, we have our corner dirt and we have our overall dirt. Now we're gonna need top dirt. Okay, so let's set up our top dirt, and then we'll combine all these together, right? So let's pull that out. Go on, get. All right. We're gonna do a fall off node, I think, a fall off node. Bam, that's what it is. And a fall off node is basically gonna let us choose a direction. So we can change this mode to normal versus vector 90 degrees. And already, by default, it's just doing the stuff on top, right? So the dust falls and lands on top. We can set the minimum value and the max, min and max values, right? So we can chill out that dust. Fall off skew factor. Yeah, so that just kind of like rolls it off a little nicer, which I like. And instead of it being a full-on blast like this, let's have it be, let's actually pull from this material here. I'm going to remove it from this mixed texture, and I'm just going to include this. Like, this will be its own situation right here. Let's get rid of that and that, right? So we just have like our speckled dust, that's our overall dust, and then the wiped dust will be our top dust, okay? So we want to combine these two together. I think it's with an add. We're going to add these together. And yep, 100%. You don't see the wipes on the side, but you see the wipes on the top. It's exactly what we want. We can change our gamma so it's more intense. We can scale it up so the wipes are more, you know, from someone's hand, they'd be a little bit larger. So maybe a 0.3, 0.2. Something like that. Feels good to me. So now we're going to combine all three of these, okay? So we have our top dust, we have our overall dust, and we have our crack dust. So let's combine all this stuff here. And I think it's going to be through a multiply node, I think. So let's try and start with our top dust and our crack dust. I love saying that. Multiply node. Boom. And boom. And it's exactly what we want. Heck yeah. Now we just need to multiply those with this. Okay? So for organization's sake, I'll bring that up. This comes down. Right, we have this stuff going in. Let's flip these two just for, again, organizational sake. I think you can right click and hit auto arrange selected. For some reason it's not doing anything. Let's try here, auto arrange. Kind of works there. Right, and then finally, yeah, right. So we want to combine this multiply with another multiply for our overall dust. Goes into the amount. This, boom, comes in there. And I think we should have some overall dust on this thing. Is this our overall dust, huh? Hard to tell right now. Maybe we can go. Yep, we have it. It's very subtle. There it is, there it is, there it is. Brian Mahoney, yo, love the image of someone walking on it. Walking in on Clint talking about crack dust to his computer with bells taped to his feet. Yep. Yep. We gotta add that crack dust, dude. Just put the crack dust in there. It's perfect. But I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong, am I? Okay, we kind of have an old dusty monitor that we just textured. It's probably a little heavy on the dust, but we can smooth that out a little bit later. I think that'll be fine. But Brian, hey, shout outs for the super chat. That's hilarious, dude. I'm glad you're having a good time. I hope everyone else is having a good time. We got 587 people up here in the chat. It's always a good time. Sweet. And also shout outs to all you who purchased my Surface Imperfections just now. I see ya. We got, I think, 15 people who just bought the Surface Imperfections, but I also have my concrete materials and my HDRIs. The HDRIs are okay. You know, they work. They're going to work, all right? They're going to work. They're only $4, right, for a whole pack of 12 or 15 or something like that. But it really comes down to the concrete materials. They're endless concrete materials. They just go on forever. You never, like, tiling isn't an issue because these things are massive. I'm talking 100,000 pixels long. They're absurd. They are absurd. I have versions 1K, 2K, 4K, of course. But it gets to 100K. And then, of course, I'm using these Surface Imperfections here on the stream. I got those up half off as well, just for this stream only. So shout outs to all you guys who've been using them. I hope they work out for you. I love using them myself. Good times. Very, very good times. Okay. Let's see. I think the dirt is a little intense. So one way we can chill it all out, I think, is by putting a gradient right here at the end. So let's go Octane gradient. And let's take the black and make it white and see what happens. It gets rid of it. Okay, so if we make the white a gray, then we get a little bit of dirt. We make it a little bit whiter, we get just a touch of dirt. And I think that's all you really need. It's just a touch. It's very subtle. We don't want to go so intense with this. And the scratches, I want to chill out. So let's go scratched paint. Let's see what we're doing here on our scratched paint. Let's go to the actual paint layer and find out what is doing our overall paint. I believe that's going to be this one here. I'm just going to scale this up 0.3. And I'm going to chill it out just a little bit. So I might go like 4 on the gamma just to chill it out a touch. It's a little much. Cool. That feels darn good to me. Going back to our reference, we're kind of doing our dirt like this. And we have our base coat like this. So it's feeling good to me. It's feeling very good to me. Whether or not we go with this color, I don't know. But let's finish texturing this TV while we're at it, right? So we have these knobs. These are kind of like a rubber / plastic. So I think what we'll do here is just make a rubber / plastic. So I'll make a glossy material. I'm going to apply this glossy material to these knobs. Boom. Let's go up in here. Node, editor, view, frame all if you're having trouble finding it. Okay. And yeah, we want it to be black, but it's not going to be totally black, right? That obviously doesn't look right. Roughness we'll need to take up with a float, you know, but you know, you just do it in here too. Roughness we can set to 0.3, I don't know. .6. And I have reference, right? You know, I got reference on this stuff. Right here. It's kind of like a hard plastic. And this is a good material to have. So let's build this out. Let's build this hard plastic out. It's not as shiny as this, so I would say 0.8 maybe on the roughness. 0.9. And it has some texture to it, right? So that bump. Let's grab the bump that we already set up. Let's save ourselves some time, yeah? So I'll go to the base paint. Go to our bump. I'm gonna just copy this over. Control C. Y'all don't know how to copy paste at this point. Come on. Control V. Get that in the bump. And you can see there's a little bit of texture now on these guys. And viewed from this distance, it's a bit difficult to tell. So maybe we beef it. 0.02. So we're adjusting the intensity. 0.03. They don't look the best. I mean, it's really hard to tell, to be honest, like from all the way back here. And I still feel like they're too shiny. So let's take that float to 1. And we can even take our index to like 1.5. Or no, it'd be the other way, 1.2. Oh no, 1.3 is good. 1.3, 1.3, 1.3. Yeah, it's cool, it's cool, it's cool. We can take this value to 0.015. Now, I know the bump is a little large for what this is. If we were viewing it at this distance, I would probably take it to like something even smaller. Even smaller, 0.001. Somewhere in here, I would take it to something like this, but we're not viewing it from this distance. I have a video on this actually. It's the one with like where I model the fountain pen, the knife, my water bottle, and my Aeropex headphones. And I talk about when actually texturing the fountain pen, it's a very similar texture as to what I'm doing right now. It has like some texture to it, right? It's not just a flat plastic. There's actually some texture to it. And depending on what angle you're viewing it from, that texture will change. So just because this is photo accurate, I zoom out here, I can't even tell, right? So I want to make it a little bit larger. So I'll take it to like 0.01 or something. And then you can actually kind of tell from this distance what that plastic kind of looks like. So hopefully that gives you guys an idea. MTO Creations, we got a super chat up in the house. MTO Creations. Yo, my dude, you're a legend for me. Your channel helped me work through a lot of stuff with 4 F's stuff I ran into on a project I had for a client. Thank you. Dude, that's what's up. I'm glad I could help out. I'm glad you got through the project with the client. I hope you learned a lot. I'm sure you did. So shout outs to you, man. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the help. It really means a lot. It allows me, like, all your guys' support, whether you're a patron, whether you're buying my textures today on the stream, whether you're super chatting, any of that stuff, like, is extremely, extremely helpful. It allows me to do this full time and pay for help. You know, like, we got Sotomonte up in the chat. Shout outs to Sotomonte. He's helping me stream produce. I'm able to pay him just a little bit, you know? So all that stuff really helps and makes life a little bit easier for all of us. So I really appreciate you. Everyone here super chatting. MTO, shout outs to you. Thank you so much. Thanks for hanging out with us, man. Good times. All right, so this black is a little too black. I want to just gray it up a touch. That feels a little bit better to me. Yeah, that feels a little bit better to me. And then let's add some dirt to it. Why not? Let's go ahead and make a mix node. Make a mix node. With an RGB spectrum, 2 of them. One of them will be our base black color. All right. So I'm going to, it's doing it again. Goodness. Goodness. It's just dark gray. Okay. And then the other one will be a dirt color, which I actually do want to reference the dirt color. I want to keep my dirt color consistent. So let me pull dirty paint and I'm going to go to the RGB spectrum. Where are you? Where are you? Here it is. Boom. I'm going to pull that. Keep my dirt color consistent. Bam. Wham. Okay. And then the amount will be a... Okay, we'll do it with a surface imperfection, not noise. We probably could do it with a surface imperfection or with noise, but for the bigger stuff, like when it's across a giant dashboard, I want it to look better than just noise. Okay, so projection, we'll go box. Transform node, yes please. We know we need to scale it down. 0.1. It's so subtle. Probably not going to see it on these knobs. I'll set the gamma to 1. And the transform to maybe 0.05. And maybe we pull another dust. The wipes. Super subtle, very, very subtle. We could just, you know, have this dirt be on top with a fall off node, but I think for what we're doing right now, it's gonna be okay. I would rather just pull all the stuff that we have from the dirty paint material that we had set up, but I think we're good. Ooh, you know what, too? We can make 2 of these, right? So we can choose based off of what we want. We can have a black plastic, and we could have like a matte kind of gray plastic, which I saw in another reference. I don't have it here. Excuse me. Whoa. Kind of like this blurry one in the background here. This blurry matte color in the back. Or what we could do is actually start working in some of this orange. And make some orange knobs. But I feel like, oh, it's kind of like this. It's kind of like this over here. But let's give it a shot. Let's see what it can look like. So for these 4 mini ones, let's see if we can't change the color of that. Right, so black plastic, I'll just call this white plastic. Come up in here and change this black to basically just like a gray. And if I drop it on there, will it update? Yes, it does. See, like that looks like something I've seen before. Those knobs. And I might even like it better than the black. But I don't know. Maybe the black kind of works there. We could do an orange ring around this. So maybe the small knob has a little edit in here. We can go boom, boom, and we make a orange plastic. Right, we can pull let's see. I wish this color picker would work. Very frustrating. I guess we could cheat it, right? We can go here, pull this one. I'm grabbing this orange from off screen on my reference. And then we can find the code for it. Gee, 254, 155. 254, 155. This is such a backwards way of doing this, I bet. God, come on. 254. 155, 54. That's the orange we want. Cool. So then we just update that. UL for loop selection. Drag and drop it. And it's all... Try that again. Does that not work now? Can you not? Weird. Why is it doing the whole thing? So I set selection. What the heck? Oh, wait, is that why? Yeah, okay. We got MTO Creations. What is up? Once again, thank you for the super sticker. Keep it up. Boy, I am keeping it on up. I love doing this. It's very fun. I appreciate you very, very much. Very much. Let's see if I can do... Okay, so this is for those of you who enjoy music. We got time signatures. Okay, so this is your classic 4/4, 1 2 3 4 1 2, and then 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3, and you put them together and you get... It's a good little jam. Feels nice. But you could do 5/4, so 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4, and it's like... And you can combine all three together. See if I can do this. It says... Nope, not right now. I'll chill on that for a second, but MTO Creations shoutouts. Griptopia, thank you. Hours on one shader, drag and drop next time, love it. Hours on one shader. Drag and drop next time. I'm trying to figure out what that means. I spent hours on one shader. I got that. Drag and drop next time, as in just like. Anyway, I appreciate the super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, polyrhythms. Y'all know I'm a huge fan. I'm a drummer, so you know that's all about the polyrhythms. All about it. You try and get like the offbeat, like and it's hard to tell out of context without a snare drum. Seven over 5? 7 over 5 would be like 7 is over 5. God dang. I could do 7 over 4. Or 7 over 5, or 4 over 5 over 4. And the offbeat. I love drums. I love drums very, very much. Yeah, I'm working on 3, 4, and 5 at the same time, which is, let me see if I can do this. It's like, God dang. Yeah, I'll have to chill on that for a little bit. Okay, back to it. Appreciate y'all getting through my my silliness. All right. Let's try and what do we want to do from here, y'all? What do we want to do from here? We kind of got our setup here. I'm wondering what I can do for. Should this be the black plastic? I don't know. What would this be? What color would this handle be? I feel like it would be plastic, but I don't know if it would be black plastic. It looks okay. It looks okay. I know this in here would probably be, I don't think it would be dirty, but I also don't know if you can tell. Yeah, so that's probably fine. So you think knobs need to be a little darker? Like that? Potentially. Potentially. I know this needs to be black as well. And that needs to be, okay, so we gotta do a little thing here. We got this. Oh, let's set our scene, let's set our clipping to tiny. So shift, what is it? Control D? Control D. View clipping we'll set to small. All right. So that is going to be black along with that. And that will be black plastic. Wow. That's not good. And then this should just be a void, actually. So let me just update that. That'll be fine. And then basically everything in here is going to be chromed out. So we can drag our iron from Grayscale Gorilla up in there. And hopefully when we subdivide it, it's going to look decent. Let's grab these two and add that. Boom. Yeah. It still doesn't look chrome to me. Okay, that's why. We don't have a selection for it, so I'm gonna make sure we do. Boom, boom, boom. Come on now. Make a selection. Add this to the selection. There we go. Should be right. Good enough. Good enough. People aren't really going to see that. It's going to be so hidden. And another thing I want to add actually here is some like a little like indicator of where the knob actually is. So now we're getting into modeling, but whatever. I'm just adding this really quick. Just a simple cylinder. The heck? How many cylinders do we have? Oh, it's for everything. That's right. Yep. Cool, and then I'm just gonna control drag this over. Awesome. The feet can just be metal. Which I should probably just do once. Legs. Yep. And this monitor, like the outside of this monitor, will probably just be black as well. And I think what I'll do for that is take the dirty, take the dirty paint, control drag it to duplicate, and I'm gonna change the paint color. Let's see if this works. I might have to duplicate just the paint itself. That's why this is kind of annoying. Changes everything. It's no good. Raj official. Oh snap. Yes, yes. Raj official. Thank you for the super chat. Much appreciated, man. It's awesome. It's very generous of you, which I very much appreciate. It's so hard to talk and play beats at the same time. I'm glad you enjoy the content. I hope you're learning something. It's always a good time, man. So thank you so much. Heck yeah. Oh, I've been working on this one. I've been working on, oh my God, it's gonna be so hard with my feet. God, really got to focus on that, you know? Really got to. There's no way I could talk at the same time. Absolutely not. Oh, boy. All right. Let's just get this last piece colored and move on, yeah? This bit, we just want black plastic. That didn't do what I wanted it to do. Yeah, I just want this to be... let's make a yes indeed, and then we'll drag material, pop it on there. Yeah, that's what I want, but it's annoying that the bevel like still keeps it as that turquoise. So I don't know, it could be removed, but then it removes the bevel from there, which doesn't look good. So I don't know. I will leave it for now and dig into the details of that at another time, perhaps. One thing I'm going to do is like add a bunch of stickers to this probably later. But I don't think we really need to touch on that right now. I'm not really happy with this black plastic here on the side. I feel like it would be something else. I'll try white plastic and see if that does anything. If I like that any better. Maybe that feels a little bit better. I can always change it later. That's the best part. You just change it later. Maybe we make it orange. It's probably not the way to go. It's definitely not the way to go. Yeah. You could do a brown, like a nasty brown. That could potentially work, but all good. All right, let's go back to our scene. Let's drop this into our scene, actually. Let's take this monitor and drop it into our actual scene here. See, let's paste it in, and I'll use the transfer tool to have it basically sit right up in here. Bam, and let's go ahead and get rid of this monitor. and replace it. Sweet. That looks awesome. And again, to keep my viewport as like chill as possible, I'm just gonna hit NQ to hide all the materials. Let's see what it looks like. And we got another super chat from Nikola Tesla. What's up? How you doing? Many thanks for the super chat. Hey bro, big fan. Will you do portfolio review? I've never done portfolio review. On my Patreon, I have art review where I'll like go over people's art and stuff, limited to 5 people per month at the top tier. I mostly just keep the art review and stuff to that, and you know, on the weekly challenge when we do weekly challenges. But it's not like a super in-depth review. I will say this, like if you're on Discord, maybe just send it to me. I'll take a look and see what's going on. But thank you for the super chat, much appreciated. All right. Okay, so that's very dark, but that's okay, because we can brighten things up a little bit. Let's take the vignette off. Let's take the exposure. I think what's keeping this so dark is certainly the lighting. I think it's the sun power, perhaps. We can take exposure to 3. We can also take our colors and brighten up our colors too, right? Aaron Smith, I love where your head's at. Make sure to save, everybody. Make sure to save. So yeah, you notice that this looks a lot different than it did in our little test setup that we had, right? I'm actually going to save this as monitor. That looks really nice. But yeah, it just looks a lot darker. We can't really see any of the details and whatnot. So that probably has a little bit to do with lighting and probably has a little bit to do with the textures. So I'm not too worried about it. I think we can continue though. Let's do a... What do y'all want to do next? Yeah, you know what, guys? Let's do a work in progress review. We're probably an hour and a half into the stream or something like that. Let's take a look at y'all's work in progress and see how you guys are doing. So let me pull up the old Discord here and navigate to the whip for stream. Sweet. So last we left off was, I think, at MDK's render. So we can go from there. Oh, that's his most recent. There we go. I think this is where we left off. Yeah, I believe this is where we left off. All right. So let's just go down and see what we got. Jason got a little Metro 2049 thing. I like your exterior, man. Very cool. And you got some cool animation here on the bench, moving all your different props around. I like that a lot. I dig it. I dig it. Gordon. The beds, man. The beds on the train is such a vibe. Ooh. Let's see, what did I start a little too? Let's see, I think Is this new? I'm trying to make sure I'm in the right spot here. Here, all right, here, let's do it like this. Let me check. Bam, right here. Sweet. All right, this is it then. Boom. All right. Edge, snap. Okay, Edge is freaking crushing it. Oh, this looks great. This looks awesome. Animated very well. You got like, dang, yeah, all the little details. The fire hydrant is moving properly. The cables are moving. The like GPS thing is moving here. Camera shake is really nice. Ah, these cables are great. Man, this is solid. This is such a good one. I can't wait to see how this turns out, Edge. Oh, it's awesome. Shadow Dwarf 2. Ooh, nice little like Star Wars chess. Oh. Getting a little aggro there. Sweet. Sweet. I like all your detail on the wall here. Super cool. Characters are fun as well. Nice. Larry, what do you got? Sweet. Been modeling your stuff. Got a character. Got some crazy stuff outside. I'm excited to see how that turns out. Whoa. Okay. So you got a background. Cool. Cool. It's Moritz. I think that's your name. Very interesting. Oh, I didn't even see the character there. Wow. Some crazy time warping situation there. Sweet, got a sci-fi scene. All right, nice, very nice. Cool. Let's see. Oh, this is like Mass Effect style. Very awesome. Wow, this is cool. I love your atmosphere. The clouds there are really nice. Ooh, this is awesome. Okay, so it's an avatar scene. This is sweet. Yeah, this is really cool. I can't wait to see that in motion. Ooh, okay, Sakura, you got a little Minecraft scene here. Yes, I love it. It's very cute, very fun. I love this art style. I'm excited to see more art styles like this. You know, a lot of us are doing photoreal, which is totally fine. Oh, this is cool. I like this a lot. Very adventurous. I want to play a video game like this. Hey, I recognize that camera. What is that? Model Haven. Modelhaven.com. Oh, snap. Yes. I love the idea. Someone coming from the background into the foreground. That's really cool. I like that a lot. Who is this? C2. I'm not even going to try. But C29. I like it. It's fun. What do we got here? TK. Oh, very interesting. Okay. Very interesting world. Very curious what's going on there. Andi Ren. I recognize that name. Oh my god. Terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. Oh, the full window there is pretty interesting. That's cool. Exomi? This person's just having a day. They got their legs kicking. There's nothing happier than just swinging your legs, you know? Oh, wow. This is so unique. Yes, I love the idea. Yeah, very, very unique. I love it. Matthew Merrick. Super cool. Hemicular is proud, another name I recognize. That's cool. Very fun. Very playful. Keep it up. Good stuff, Hemicular. I think I remember this from last time. Yeah, you made some good progress. Cool robot. Nice colors on the robot there. This is great. That's very, very fun. Kazar. What is going on here? Wow. It's a burnt up place. Dang. That's rough. Rough environment to be in. I wouldn't want to be here. That is for sure. Now this is looking very nice. Alt F4. This is beautiful. Your lighting is solid. Your characters, the color contrast between the shorts and the shirt is solid. And the details you're adding here are really nice. A bunch of personal pictures. Calendar. Some books. Jurassic Park. Great book. Solid book. Now, this is great. This looks super nice. I can't wait to see this in its final form. Alt F4. That's amazing. Suggestions. Give you suggestions? Hard to say without it being in motion, but I hope that your string of pictures are moving. I hope that your cloth is moving with like the actual thing here. Her position looks a little rough to like hold. If I was her, I would be like wanting to sit up against something, so I don't have to like use my abs, you know, all day. And is that what, her boyfriend driving? Husband? Brother? Who are these people? I assume they're friends going to some sort of event out in the desert somewhere. They're going camping, perhaps. I dig it. I think it's great. It's really fun. All right, I'm just gonna keep going because we probably have a lot here. Marcus Seam. Oh, this is very interesting. Very interesting. I like the idea. It's very, very fun. I think the only thing you have to work on is your animation. Just work on smoothing out that animation. Use reference. Film yourself doing this. And just match your reference. The bird would probably be flying a little faster too. But I love that idea. It's super cool. Yes. Yes. Oh, this is great. Very, very fun. Trying to figure out how to convert it back to 24 FPS. Well, this is definitely a vibe you're going for. So like if it's the 12 FPS situation, I think that's fine. As long as it's 24 frames per second in its final output, you know? Which it looks like it already is. So I think you're looking good. I don't think you have to worry about too much. Veli. Oh, I love this. Very nice. Oh, I love it. It's like claymation. Very unique. I love it. I love the uniqueness. I love it when these renders just go beyond the photoreal kind of vibe, you know? Ooh, nice and cozy inside. It's very cold outside. Good surface imperfections. That's awesome. Very cool. Oh, wow. Okay, I remember this render. So you're actually drawing something here in the glass. That's very nice. I like that a lot. That's great. Peepan, I love it. More Star Wars chess. Okay. Nice, very nice. Maybe work on your motion blur. You'll probably have that when you render it. Oh, Jack the Hack, yes. Sweet. Okay, so you redid the background to keep it just in focus the whole time. Yeah, that's smart. Yeah, I think the only thing you have to work on here, Jack, is the animation. It's just like a little stiff. It's very, very tough. Very, very tough. Use reference when you can, but otherwise this is looking amazing. I really dig the idea and I dig your scene here. Just keep tweaking that animation. Very good stuff. Good lighting too. Interesting. Zap. Oh, World War II scene. Definitely watch your motion blur there. Sweet. All right. Ooh, Earthworm Jim. Someone said I look like Earthworm Jim a while ago, and like that made no sense to me. This is great. This is gonna be good. Wow. Great detail, great design, great animation, great character. Yes. That's so much fun. I love it. I can't wait for that one. CD Legacy. That's gonna be sick. Oh, we got Ronan posting on behalf of Game Factory. Okay, so this is Game Factory's. Dang, this is crazy. Emergency flood situation. Wow. That's terrifying. I would not want to be this person. That's so cool. With the water sim and everything. I like your architectural design here. That looks really nice. You know, I don't think you need the water on the glass though. I think it takes away. And it would technically be out of focus and blurry. So I'd consider maybe blurring that out a whole bunch or removing it, because I don't think it needs it. That's a really cool one. Wait, this is also the Game Factory? Whoa! These are two very different renders. I love the Infinite Journeys clothes too. Wow. That's nuts. Super cool. Also, that was a previous, and this is what you changed it to. Wow, this is great. Yeah, this has a lot more going on for it. Like, I can tell what's going on, and it's a bit more clear. And you take in a little bit more of the environment as well. I dig that. Game Factory, super cool. Casual Night. Okay, this is your render. Looks like some Last of Us. Oh, this is where it was, and this is where it is. Your lighting has definitely improved. I love it. Yeah. Wow, that's a cool background. Sated? Is that your name? I dig that. That's cool. Yeah. Heck yeah. I love it. Oh, yes. This is a great idea. Okay, here we go with these ideas. This is very unique. I love it. Just need to work on the animation a little bit with the rocket. That's so cool. Yeah, I love this. Very good stuff. Watching Netflix on the rocket. That's too much. Not too much. It's hilarious. I love it. Cool world. Dig your world here. Wow, that's awesome. Juanis. Maybe that's how you say your name. All right, I gotta keep moving here. There's a lot. There's a lot to get into. Just missing that character, looking for that character. Granted, I have no character yet either, so I can't be saying much, but pretty sweet. Dig it. And Raptor. Chillin'. I like it. Wow, those flowers look really good. On the right there and the left. That looks nice. All right, apologies. I have to keep moving forward here. Okay, interesting. So it's a dude in a time lapse. It's the same vehicle, but it looks like a miner. It's a miner or someone catching a ride on a train, maybe. And it's a story of them like traveling through. It's their journey. Yeah, it's that infinite journey. Nidheesh, that's cool. I like the idea. Mr. Ant, yep. Looking good. Looking good. I dig it. That's great. I love your clothes, man. That's really. I'm not even getting close to doing clothes. You're killing it. That's great, Mr. Ant. Oh, McFly. Oh, that's great. That's awesome. Wow, good design here on your car. Marty McFly doing his thing. That's awesome. Very good, McFly. That's good stuff. Oh, whoa, that's cool. Oh, snap. Okay. So it's like Pacific Rim where you're controlling the thing. That's so cool. I love that idea. Brilliant idea. I love that. Yes, it's good to see these fresh ideas, y'all. Oh, this is Nadhish V2. Okay. What else do we have? Nice little underwater operation. Supreme Ruler of New Vegas. What do you have? I love the colors here. Good sense of motion. Fun character. Pretty sweet. Pretty darn sweet. All right, I'm gonna start getting a little further here. Alo, what do you got? Color grade is still a whip. Looks cool. You got a nice big world out there. I like it. It's just a little fuzzy. Of course, it's still work in progress. Ghost Train. I like it. I like it. Good stuff. Moomron. Oh, yeah. This is great. Terrifying. Oh, absolutely terrifying. Oh, and you also have the Infinite Journeys. Oh, I like that logo. That's a good logo. Shoot. That's a good logo. I got to admit, that's solid. Maybe a little too much on the chromatic aberration here on the side. It's a little much. It's a little much. I will say that. It's a little much. But you're killing it. That's a great idea. Very well executed as well. Joshua Whitney. Oh no. Casket. Oh, brutal. Brutal. Wow. That's a heavy one. Joshua. Very good stuff. Keep it up. All right, sorry, y'all. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep scrolling here. Couldn't resist making a full scene. Ah, this is the Star Wars one. Very interesting. Good stuff. Good stuff. D. Murano. I love it. I love it. Dude, this looks just like my friend Devon. What the heck? What was that? Just a random hand coming out of nowhere? What? It's hard to tell what that is. Akshit, I would love to tell more about what that hand is. It is hard to tell what it is, but keep it up. Keep it up. Nice. Okay. The Batman. Okay, you got a nice rock character. I like it. Suitcase made of rocks. Leaving his rock village. Yeah, sweet. Okay, you got a custom character. Got a little custom world. I'm so curious. Is he leaving on purpose or did he get abandoned or what happened? I love it though. Carter. What's going on here? This is a cool cool environment you got. Nice and grungy. I like your lighting. Good stuff. Excited to see your character. Oh, this is cool. Yep, I remember this one. Good character here. I don't know if that's a downloaded character or what, but it's pretty sweet. Walrus Kingdom. Oh, yeah. Yeah, great idea. Really, really good idea. So these are Lego dudes, and who is this? I don't know who that is. But there's some Lego guys hanging out. I like it. Very good idea. Very unique. One dead duck. Nice. Working in After Effects. Getting your thing looking nice. Love your scene. Going black and white. Very bold. Oh, that's cool lighting. Oh, interesting. Okay, so you went with different approach on this. Very interesting. Ha, super creepy. Metarox. Metatrox, rather. Pizza not. Oh, brutal. Brutal. It's a rough life. One aspiring artist. Sweet. Okay, I like your colors. Very nice. That's pretty cool. I like your colors and your exterior. It's really cool. Pwnisher. Yeah, good stuff. Oh, wow. What is this? That's crazy. Jeez. Very nice. Oh, this boat one. Huber. I'm excited to see this, man. I've been waiting for it. I think it has so much potential. Excited to see that finished. Oh, wow. This is maxed out. Ton of detail. Super cool. MC Hammer. Oh, Mitch. All right. Done with modeling, simulations, and animations. Started texturing the foreground, but there's still a lot to do. Haven't worked on lights. Just a quick HDRI. Dang, dude, this is nuts. That whole mast falls down in the background. Wow, that's gonna be so cool, dude. I can't wait to see this with with motion blur, with some atmosphere. Dude, that's gonna be crazy. Mitch, that's so good. I can't wait. And MDK. Nice. The little censorship there. Dig it. Thank you. This is crazy. Little spline animation or sweep animation there. Very interesting. I'm excited to see some like to scale people down here in the bottom. That'll be cool. And I wonder what your background's gonna be. But yeah, that's about all the time we have for the community works in progress. I think it's time to get back to texturing. This is the part of the stream where I might get a little bit more quiet, focus in on what I'm trying to do here, because my voice, it's about to be lost. I can feel it. It's getting scratchy, but it's gonna be okay, because we're gonna be texturing now and hanging out together while we work on our art. Shout outs, y'all. Shout outs. Good times. Alrighty. All right. So what do we want to go to next? I want to do like a steel, some sort of steel for the chair, perhaps. Dez, I see it for the super chat. Thank you, brother. Love the streams. You're such a chill dude. Really want to get your feedback on my whip, but my internet isn't stable and uploads closed too soon. All good, man. Just send me a DM on Instagram. I'll see what I can do. See if I can give you any feedback. It's tough though, because like I am judging it, so like I can't give you too much feedback. But I appreciate you supporting, and I appreciate you working hard on your render. It's super cool. Keep it up. Discord me, a DM on Discord. See, this is when, like I said, my brain starts to go on the last half of the stream. So bear with me, y'all. Bear with me. Okay. Let's see what happens if I just pop this material that we made on our chair. Let's see what that looks like. All right, the bucket seat. And let's try the dirty paint. Yeah, so it's very dark. I think it might be a gamma issue. Let's see, 2.2. Yeah, okay. Just gotta find the right balance of like what's vibrant, not so dark. And I might choose a different lighting condition. That already looks a little bit better. Yeah, it's starting to look better. Okay. So maybe we can make like a felt material. Or, man, maybe I should just get a chrome, like a chromed out situation. We have this iron corroded from Grayscale Gorilla. Could potentially use. Let me see what this looks like if I drop it on our roll cage. Or even on the bucket seat. And I probably want to scale up. Let's see. Let's go ahead and scale up the actual pattern there, the texture. That looks a little bit better based off the reference. That's not bad. Okay, so I'll probably go for something like this. So let's make our own, you know? We're here talking about materials. So let's do it. Let's get in close. Okay, so let's make a Octane metallic material, and let's drop it on this chair. And let's go ahead and put it on all the spots that we want it, at least for this view. So we got the symmetry. You know, we probably be best is to actually group all this stuff together. So that goes here. I'll just call this chrome. And we'll just add different bits here as needed. And I'll make a new camera and put our camera tag on it because that has like our color correction stuff. And we'll really be able to tell like what it's going to look like from that view. So let's just go ahead and make a new Octane camera, and I'll pilot it and control drag that in there. Perfect. And of course we'll adjust the focus. Awesome. All right, so we have quite a few things to do here with this metal. I think the first thing to do is add some roughness. And I will actually do the roughness with some monitor smudging. So like fingerprints, handprints, that kind of stuff. I'll pipe that into the roughness. And let's go ahead and just get the projection and transform tags on there. Or nodes rather. Set it to box projection and probably 0.1. That looks pretty good. And then we'll add an Octane gradient because we want this to be a bit more rough. A lot more rough actually. So let's take black up to white. It's somewhere in this range. You can also go to index. Where are you at, index? IOR mode, that's what it is. Yeah, this is why I actually like using the actual Octane Glossy. So let me just try that. Octane Glossy, we'll drop it on. And I'll just copy all this over. I feel I just, me personally, have a bit more control in the Glossy, and I can make it look like a chrome. And I'll take that. We'll go index 1, which turns it. Why did it get so dark? Interesting. Oh, it's because. There we go. It was just on the wrong thing. Or was it? Hold on. Yeah, we're good. We're good. Sweet, and then I'll add some scratches. I have this weird like circular scratch imperfection that might be interesting for this. I'll put it in bump. And I'll set the projection to box. And I'll scale it down. And I think we'll invert it. That doesn't look right. That looks very strange. Bunch of small scratches, and we can chill it out by going multiply node and then a float node up in here. Simple 0.2 perhaps. And let's try and get some dirt up in the corners of this thing. But let me adjust the scratches first. I think they could just be tweaked a little bit more. That feels a bit more realistic to me. It just feels a little bright though. So maybe the specular can come down to like 0.8 instead of 1. If we do 0. Yep, okay. We can take the diffuse to black. And take that specular back up to 0.8. And it just darkens it a little bit. It's nice to have some control over that. And I can still chill out this that bump there a little bit too. .05. Now I want some grime in the corners of this thing. So what we'll do is we'll call this like our, we'll call this base metal. All right, and then I'm going to make a, let's see. I bet you I can do this in here. So it's the specular. That's what it is. So if I were to, take a dirt node in the specular and basically say like whatever's in the corners like this goes to the actual color of our material, which is black, and it's not shiny anymore. So I could do, instead of an all-out situation like we're doing, we could chill it out with a Octane gradient and say whatever's black, let's just take to a gray. All right, it's kind of like an ambient occlusion almost. And we can take that radius maybe to a 3. And we could potentially, let's see. Chill it out even a little more. And we could maybe even do like a grime and a grunge kind of a thing. So let's take any one of these grunge. Let's see. I'm gonna try something crazy. I'm gonna try footprints. And I know technically this is not what it should be here, but I'm gonna break it and try and see if it works. Let's set that to float. Save on our VRAM, pipe that into specular. We'll go projection. Oop. And transform. Awesome. That looks kind of sweet. Let's invert it. Interesting. Oh, that really dirties it up. It gives it an interesting look. Huh. That's very interesting. I wonder if I give it some an Octane gradient and just chill it out a lot, if there'd be a really interesting texture inside of that. Oh, it's very interesting. Yeah, I kind of like that. That's cool. Maybe I'll take the scale up to 0.2 or something. Yeah, so it's like just a general kind of grunge to it. Very subtle. But we also want that. So that's like our overall, right? But we also want that in just the cracks too. So I'm going to duplicate this. So we only want it to affect the corners, like right here, right? Let's throw a gradient in there again. And crunch it. Just so we can really like see what we're doing. And I want to combine these together, I think with a multiply, or no, I think it's an add. And yeah, that's just the corners now, which looks great. And I'll multiply these together to get both of best of both worlds. So we have the overall. And we have the corner dirt as well. So we could chill out the corner dirt a little bit by bringing this back. Awesome. And let's go one step further. Let's do that top down dirt, right? So we could do a fall off node. Right, so it's just coming top down. And then we only want it to hit the areas maybe on this dust wipe material, right? So let's go ahead and change that to float, save on the VRAM. And then let's see. I'll combine these, I believe, with an add. Oh, we got to do our thing here. Let's go projection, transform, box, and 0.15. And we can invert it. And I don't like the way that looks entirely, so let's try and give it this like, yeah, there we go. Sweet, okay. And that will be multiplied with both of those there. So we have everything. We got the corner dirt, we have the overall, and then we have the top down smudging. So the on top dirt might be a bit much, so we can take a gradient and chill it out just a bit. And we can change this diffuse color to our same color as our dirt. So what I can do is actually go to our dirt here. We'll grab the RGB spectrum, back to the base metal, and just pipe that into diffuse. And that'll actually match up our color a little bit more, make things a bit more uniform. Now, it's a bit difficult to see, right? Because it's all chromed out. So we could just make it a little darker, perhaps, just to cheat it a little bit. Nice. Okay, so that's going to be distributed across all of this stuff up here as well. So I'm going to go ahead and just group all that stuff in. So that's going to be this thing, this stuff, support, and the chair guard. Let's see, chair guard. Sweet, yeah, all that stuff too. Sweet. Now for the padding, it'd be cool to make like a felt material, but also at the same time, there might just be something we can use. So let's try some grayscale gorilla. Let's do their plus library, and recently they have their tech products. This laptop fabric is pretty great. So I'm gonna try that. And I believe that goes on the padding. All right, yeah, you can tell obviously our mapping is way off. So let's go ahead and fix that. All right, so that's gonna be all this stuff here, but I don't know why. Select these and the base color, right click, add a projection node and add a transform node. We'll go box projection on all this stuff. And the transform node can come to like 0.3 maybe, because we're gonna be viewing it from a distance. And just render region. Maybe a touch smaller. And then we can mess with the color too. That metal still feels a bit bright to me. And maybe it won't once we texture the entire thing. Obviously, we're not going to have time to texture the entire thing on the stream. But maybe we change this back to black. And we take the specular. If we white that out, okay. We go the other way around. That looks a little bit better to me. Now with a felt, I could go more of an orange. Let's see. Let's give it a color correction node. And let's mess with the hue. Almost looks like a leather or something. It's not the worst. But it matches with that, like, that turquoise, you know? And these screws, let's go ahead and work these. I just don't know where they are. Let's try black plastic. That looks pretty cool. I don't love it yet. I think it's going to take time for me to figure out what colors I want to go with. But that's okay. And I'll probably need to pull more reference. I figure these switches, though, are going to be chromed out. The good thing about instances is that one, it saves you on memory, but also when you color one object, it'll color the rest. So let's try that base metal on the switch, and that'll get all the other switches in the scene. I'll probably also get this these different railing pieces. As well as this guy back here. Awesome. Now I'm gonna try here. I'm gonna see what this looks like if I just do this turquoise throughout the entire thing. And I know I need stuff on this back wall. It's very empty right now. So there's definitely still a lot of work to be done, you know? Okay. Wow, so much for just the roughness on this chair. It's pretty crazy. I guess that's the specular rather. Let's try and chill this out a bit more. All right, not bad. Edge, what's up, man? I see you. So you say you got a deep question. What is my ultimate goal? It's a good question, man. Very good question. What is my ultimate goal? I think my ultimate goal is to be able to to make movies and to do so while also living a reasonable life, not super stressed out and crunched and overworked. The reason I say movies is because I have so many different creative passions that come together for a movie. So writing, filming, storytelling, doing 3D, working with music, traveling, what else? I don't know. It all comes together for a movie, all of my hobbies. And usually I kind of write movies based off of the hobbies I enjoy anyway. It also allows me to be with my friends and family and work hard on something together and be able to put something out that we can be proud of in the end. So that's kind of my ultimate goal, to be able to do that. And also, like, you know, have a family and not have to sacrifice one over the other. You know, I want to be able to find a nice balance. I think balance is also another ultimate goal of mine, to constantly be balanced and to just stay happy, you know? So that, I don't know, right now, that's my ultimate goal for sure. I'm sure there's some other ones. I'm sure things will come up later, you know, as I continue living life. But yeah, that's a good question, man. I appreciate that. Thank you. Okay. Where are we at? Yeah, we got a chair here. I'm not super happy with this chair right now, but it's all right. I know that I'll just have to keep working on it. You know? I'm just curious what it's going to look like if I put this texture on the dashboard here. Oh, wow. Very interesting. I don't love it. But that's okay, because I'm still working on it. I basically just need to stare at this for a very long time. That's kind of it, you know? You just got to stare at it for a long time. Figure out how you want it to look. You got to find your reference. I'm failing to find reference right now. Like, there is Mad Max. I think this looks nice. I would like to go for something like this. It's probably more of a muted version of what I'm doing. This is cool maybe for some stuff, but not everything. This is also a cool vibe too. I think I just need more things in my scene. I need to keep modeling. That's the tricky part. Yeah, this is cool too, certainly. But I like this grunginess with everything. I don't want to overdo it, that's for sure. I need to go in and add all the writing here. That's going to take forever. What else? You know, you can see this is very clean. This is a very clean look right here, which I'm not really going for. I want it to be more of a dusty, dirty kind of thing, like this. This is cool. There's a lot of stuff everywhere, though. I think it just comes down to more detail. It needs more detail. This is beautiful, too. Great lighting. This isn't a bad reference as well, actually. The tan and the green. It's definitely a military kind of vibe. Obviously, you have all the dirty imperfections up here, which is super cool. And I might try and work something like this into the padding. It could be interesting. But yeah, that olive drab with the black and the tan is such a good look. It's kind of doing it here, you know? It's very dirty. See these edges? Super dirty. So I might work that a little bit. I just have to tweak it. But everything I did here when I set up that master material, that's basically it. You know, once you set that up, it's just a matter of choosing your colors and figuring out where you want your stuff to go. I always have like a metal that I use. I have a painted metal, a scratched metal, and a rubber. And that's kind of what I built out for the Boston Dynamics videos when I textured that robot. That's basically the materials I had, you know? And it all comes down to just placing them in ways that make it look like you got a lot of stuff going on in your scene. So yeah, I just need to work on it. I got to keep going. Let's undock this. And we could also change our lighting too. Let me see if I can do a little something there perhaps. And the lighting will definitely change too as we get the character in there and I feel out the scene a little bit more. Yeah, there's definitely part of me that's like, I'm at the point here where I'm kind of bummed with my scene. And I know that I just have to continue. And it's going to be better. But right now it doesn't feel special. It feels average. It feels clean. It feels empty. But that's okay. I'm going to keep at it. So I don't know if y'all have any questions, but I'll hang out with y'all for the next 5 minutes. I think I'm going to call it here. But yeah, let's hang out for 5 minutes and see how you guys are doing. Thank you so much for hopping in with me. Saipo says, take a look at Lorne Sega Sunset. Okay, what is that? That's a song? Oh, cool. I'll definitely check this out. This looks totally up my alley. Yes. Lorne Sega Sunset. It's like a anime music video. Okay, I'm down for that. 100%. 100%. MDK, yeah, man. It's annoying when you plateau on a scene and you gotta push through it. It's a tough one, but that's where we're at right now. And it comes down to me for a reference. I just gotta find my references, and I gotta match the reference, build it out like the reference, and just keep tweaking all the way until the day, to the last hour. But be careful with it, obviously, because you know, you guys want to get your stuff in. You want to submit in time. You don't want it to be late. I would hate for y'all to have your stuff be late. But we have a super chat from Hunter Hall. I appreciate you, man. Clint, hope all is well. It's Hunter from JPL. I know Hunter Hall. I got you. Sent you a DM on IG about a cool mini series on YouTube. Check out the Backrooms. Oh yeah, dude, the Backrooms is great. That guy is like killing it. It's a perfect mix of storytelling and CGI. A perfect mix. I actually posted it in inspiration on the Discord because it was just so freaking good. But yeah, check it out. It's called the Backrooms. It's just probably some kid in Blender like just telling a story in a really, really cool way. It's a perfect use of storytelling and Blender combined together. So well done. Seriously, it's incredible. Hunter, I really appreciate the super chat, man. Thank you so much for that. Way to top it off at the end here, man. It's awesome of you. Thank you so much. What else? Just at pwnisher me here, and I will see what's going on. Oh, we got some Japanese here up in the chat. I recognize a couple of those things. Tokyo. Tokyo Nin? I don't know that symbol. I don't know this symbol. Is that like Nihongo or Nihonjin maybe? You're Japanese, you're from Tokyo, you live in Tokyo. That's sweet. I've been practicing my Japanese. Hero? Is that what that says? Who knows? Who knows? I could practice this stuff all day. I'm a friggin' huge, obviously, as you can tell from my background, guys, I'm a fan. You should do a VFX artist react to the Backrooms. That's up to them, Hunter. You know, that's up to the guys for sure. You know, and they call me every once in a while and they have me on. It needs mirror dice. Yeah, I thought of a little mirror situation, but I don't have like a rearview mirror wouldn't make sense just because you can't see what's behind you in this ship, but I'm gonna add some dangly stuff. There's a bunch of me like personal dangly stuff, little trinkets and whatnot that are gonna be affected by the G-forces, so that'll be cool. Jack, what's up, dude? You went and filmed yourself like a madman, acting out all the parts in your scene to get the animation better. That's what's up, man. That'll make it so much better. Get that reference for sure. Sir Diff, do I use Substance Painter for texturing? Some of the stuff you did today would have probably been easier. Yeah, I agree. It is the top is the top program on my list to learn. So maybe later this year you'll see me streaming in Substance Painter. I hope to be doing it because yeah, it'll save me a ton of time. I need to learn it. I definitely need to learn it. Jed, how do I use a pen for everything? What are the benefits of using a pen tablet in general workspace and not just for sculpting? I don't know. I just got used to it, to be honest. Like, I do everything with a pen except play video games on my computer, which is very rare when I play video games on my computer because I'm on my computer all the time. So I just try and, you know, that's why I love my Switch. I'll get out, I'll take my Switch, or I'll just go to the couch and play some PlayStation or something. But yeah, you get used to it. You get used to it for sure. You know, it's not that big of a deal. And the benefit of it for me is just the fact that my wrist never gets tired when I use this for hours. With a mouse, my wrists will get tired, and it has to do with your bones. This way, your forearm bones, there's two bones here running down the length of your forearm, and when you turn it to use a mouse, they're twisted. But then there's some mouses, ergonomic mouses, that are like, you know, these like big brick looking things. I've tried them, but at the end of the day, I just love this pen. It has like a bunch of different buttons on it. I can draw with it. That's like the biggest thing. The ergonomic mouse, can't draw with it. This you can draw with. So I like having as few things as possible. And the Wacom tablets definitely come in handy. Which, as y'all know, the Intuos Pro tablets are part of the Infinite Journeys prize pool for 3rd place and up. So that'll be pretty sweet. Scotty Boy Blue, thank you, sir. I appreciate that super chat. That's very, very kind of you. Not even a message, just a nice little super chat. Thank you so much. That is amazing. I appreciate the support. If you have a question, feel free to @me here. Have I played Sifu? Yes, I'm playing it right now. I'm on stage 4. It is ridiculously hard. It's so good. Oh my god, it's such a masterpiece of a game. I'm probably gonna go get some pizza and then play Sifu after this. It's gonna be sick. Yeah, the game's incredible. It's like the Raid, but as like a cell shaded, low poly kind of video game. So good. Oh my god, Hunter Hall, dude. Hats off to you, dude. Much appreciated. God dang. Thank you so much for that super chat. Hope you have a great rest of the weekend, dude. You as well. My goodness. Have a good one, man. Shout outs to you. It's always good to see you here. I've bumped into you twice here. And it's always a treat, dude. It's always a treat to see someone bump into someone you recognize, and I just hope you're having a good one. I'm probably not making too much sense here because we're at the end of a stream and my brain cells are like diminished at this point. I hadn't had any water. Melanie, yo, what's up, Melanie? Hey, good to see you. Thank you for the support. That's amazing. How was my week? My week was pretty darn good. What did I do this week? I watched Apocalypse Now for the first time last night. That was a freaking crazy movie. Can't believe that movie was that they finished that movie. If you ever seen Apocalypse Now, you know what I'm talking about. I'm speechless. Speechless. Crazy. Absolutely insane. I still prefer Saving Private Ryan, but Apocalypse Now was nuts. What else did I do? I worked on my scene. I got some writing done. I got some workouts in. What else? I got to visit my good friend David Ariev. His wife was in an NFT gallery, like a live in-person NFT gallery, last night. So I went down and visited them. That was cool. Other than that, you know, just playing a little bit of Sifu on the PS4. And I'm gonna be cooking tonight. So I appreciate you, Melanie. Thank you so much. And Hunter, thank you again, brother. I really appreciate that, man. That's awesome. Brandon, you're on level 3. Level 3 is tough. Level 2 was the hardest for me. The club was the hardest. That was ridiculous. Eggman, am I getting a Stream Deck? Man, I've had a Stream Deck for ages. I'm looking at it right here. It's great. It's very, very handy. What else? Victor, you got some inspiration for us. Say, hey, progress. No matter how much you like what you've got. Sorry, hold on. No matter how much you like what you've made, it is still progress. Keep up the great work. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you very much. That is awesome, man. Sweet. DKK, yo, what's up, dude? Thanks for the super chat. These Europe time zones, you are late. All good, man. Oh, sorry, DKK, that's not your name, that is a currency. Coldbeck. Coldbeck. I don't know how to pronounce that. But I tried. Sorry, Mom, my brain cells are diminishing by the minute the more I talk. I appreciate the super chat, though. Thank you very much. This live stream will be up till the end of time, so you will always have a chance to watch it. No, a Steam Deck, not a Stream Deck, a Steam Deck. Yeah, I think I want to get one for Elden Ring. That way I can play. I don't have to buy a PS5 for it, and I can, you know, play it from the couch, so that'll be pretty sweet. Any last minute questions, y'all? I got like 1 more minute. I'm dying. My brain cells. I'm fading, y'all. I'm fading. What made me choose Octane over Redshift? Because Ren was using Octane and he taught me how to use it. And he showed me all the tutorials that I needed to watch to learn Octane. David Ariev being like the main dude. I learned Octane through David Ariev. Mainly through him. Yeah. Holding it down. Pipoxo. Hey, I'm excited to see how your 2D submission is going. You said you met the moderators yesterday on the voice Discord, and gotta say, it's such a great and fun community. Yes, that makes me so happy. That makes me so happy. The moderators are all incredible, very kind people, and everyone here in the community is very supportive. So it's super cool to hear, man. I'm glad that you had that experience. All right, what else? Edge, thank you. Thanks for tuning in, man. I appreciate you. Yes, we're both on those final stretch, man. We gotta get it done. We gotta get it done. How do you pronounce pwnisher? That was answering a question at the same time. Cheers from Austria, Emmanuel. Good stuff. Melanie, am I writing a script or a book? I am writing a script, a movie script, an 1.5 hour long movie script. It's the first time I've ever done it. It's the first time I've ever done a full 1.5 hour long script. So it is quite the amount of work. It's taking months. It's going to take months, maybe half a year, maybe a full year. Who knows? But I hope to be filming next year. And I can't wait to tell y'all more about it. It's going to be sweet. Dalek Drummer, how long does the discount code last? I'll have it go for the day. I'll pull it off here after the day. Right now, I got 50% off my all my textures on the Gumroad, right? So the link is in the description. Got a little discount code for y'all in the description. 50% off my Endless Concrete textures and 50% off my Surface Imperfections as well. So get them while you can, while they're 50% off. They'll help you texture your scenes here, make them look really nice if you're using concrete or if you're trying to dirty up your stuff with Surface Imperfections. Shout outs just to the end of the day, just for y'all. Have I watched the Olympics? No, I've not watched the Olympics. Melanie, I'm excited for this movie as well. I can't wait for y'all to watch it. What's my target budget? Goodness. Honestly, I think like 3 to 5 million. It's probably gonna be a $3 to $5 million movie. How I'm gonna get that money, I have no idea, but we'll figure it out. And it's gonna be a journey. And I'm gonna document the whole process. All the stuff I learned, just like I'm learning here in 3D, I'm gonna film all of it and make videos on like what I'm learning when I'm making this movie. So stuff on set, writing it, actually budgeting it out, like everything, I'm gonna guide y'all through it. So if y'all want to make a movie of your own, you'll get an idea of how it's gonna go down. So that's gonna be sweet. Null Void, will you stop ignoring my questions every stream? Well, that's the only question I've seen, dude. I don't know what other question you have other than that. Paul. What's up, Paul? Great stream as always. Have a great weekend. You as well, man. Good luck with your render. I'm excited to see it. Yeah, crowdfunding. Definitely I thought of crowdfunding as a way to fund a bit of it. I don't know if I could crowdfund 3 to 5 million. That's a lot of money. We'll see. We'll see what we can do. I hadn't even thought about budgeting yet just because I'm focused on writing. That's the hardest part for me. So I'll get through that and then I'll worry about it later. Brandoom, do I have plans in the future to start a studio and hire artists and create a team, or do you plan to work solo? You know, I have no idea. Maybe there's a future where I'm going to like need to keep hiring people. I'm definitely going to need to hire people for this movie. So maybe there'll be a production studio or something there, but we'll see, you know, in time. I'm kind of taking it one step at a time here, so yeah. I think that's about it, y'all. I think that is about it. Y'all, I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. You guys have a good one. Good luck on the rest of your art. And yeah, you'll have one more week. We got one more week together. Next week is the last stream. And then we're gonna go on to the live judging stream in March. I think March 4th or March 5th. It's that Saturday. And that'll be the last time I stream in March, because I'm just gonna be posting montages, y'all. Top 100s, all renders montages, and then we go back to regular schedule in April and May and on until we do our next community challenge, which will be sometime later this year. So yeah, it'll go back to one stream per month and one like pre-edited video per month. The first one coming up, I think in April, we're going to do a live stream with as many of the top 5 winners as possible. We're going to have them on and just talk about their scene together. That'll be a live stream in April. And then I'm going to do a whole breakdown on how I made my scene here. For those of you who want more of a packaged kind of 15-minute version of how I did my entire scene, I still have a lot of work to do. And I'm kind of writing the video as I'm creating this. So different little tips and tricks on, I kind of had to relearn C4D for this, you know? So I have little tips and tricks there. I'm gonna have stuff on modeling. There'll be stuff on texturing, of course. There'll be stuff on motion capture, which I'm gonna be doing with the Rococo suit. A whole bunch of different stuff from start to finish on this entire scene here. So that'll be in April as well. But y'all, good times. Carter, am I gonna be the only one judging top 100? Nope. I'm gonna get some guest judges to come on, which will be probably announced the week of that judging live stream. Brandoom, I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Dominic, you have a great rest of your day as well. Thank you for joining. And yeah, Visual, thanks for the reminder. We got another big announcement coming here on the 2 weeks from now. 2 weeks from now, we got a nice announcement for y'all. It's just gonna help everyone make some more, make cooler art and get inspired to make more art. That's basically what we're doing. So stay tuned for that. It's gonna be awesome. But y'all, I'm beat. It's time to get some pizza. It's time to play some video games. And I'll see y'all next week. Thank you so much. Until next time. I don't know. Good luck. See you guys.